What up, PMP? I'm MrMew72. Today I bring you guys my third upload to this channel. It's actually a YouTuber battle against somebody who goes by the name of BoltBeam Starmie, a pretty good friend of mine from Smogon, Wi-Fi Battle Finder. We battled quite a bit, mostly in RU, but he tells me to UU this one. This was pretty good, so yeah, I decided to upload it here. So hopefully this narration will be better than my past two. My first one, which was absolutely horrendous. My second one was got a little bit better, but hopefully this will be the best so far. But without further ado, let's get right on to team preview. So basically, I'm bringing a team that I bought. It was basically just to. This was like this team was made like 2 days before Mew and Virizion and friends went to UU. So it's unfortunate because I'm not going to be able to use them. But the team I made right after this does utilize Mew, which is great. So basically on my team, I have Choice Scarf Raikou, I have Spikes, Utility Set, Frostlass, Choice Bandage, Cobalion, Stealth Rocks, Defensive, Swampert, Spec Kingdra, and then Defensive Hitmontop. On his team, he has Life Orb, Nidoking, Porygon 2, Choice Bandit, Azumarill, Roserade, Dragonite, Scrafty, and I believe Life Orb or Life Orb or something, Arcanine. Major threats from his team is obviously going to be Azumarill, but other than that, I'm not really seeing too much. I mean, Roserade could be, but I should be able to hopefully deal with it with my respective hits. As long as it switches into Kingdra, it cannot take 2 Draco Meteors. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. So my opponent's going to go ahead and lead off with Nidoking, and I'm going to go ahead and lead off for my Liger. First off, I know I outspeed because this is Nidoking, and Nidoking maxes out at 295 speed, meaning that I will be able to outspeed because at Rash Nature, it's Raikou's still faster. But he knows that, so he's gonna go and switch straight out into his Azumarill, and I'm gonna pull a double switch out into Swampert. Now I went out to Swampert because I was fearing that I couldn't KO the Nidoking from that range with hidden power. Ice, which is, I don't know, I'm not positive. I can run calcs on that, but I'm not sure. But yeah, so we're both going to pull double switches. He's going to go into his Azumarill, and I'm going to go into Swampert. With Azumarill, he's going to go for that with that really powerful Choice Banded Double Edge. It's going to do quite a bit. Well, I believe I am going to be able to get on my Stealth Rocks there. Double Edge has an awesome animation, by the way, but that's besides the point. I'm going to go ahead and switch straight out into Cobalion because even though I don't have any defensive investment, Cobalion does have naturally very good special defense, meaning that you will easily be able to take the hit. It doesn't take it as well as I thought it would have, but it takes it relatively well, so that's what matters. Now, I do run Volt Switch on this thing, and it's basically for Switch Initiative, and that's going to come in handy here because I do know that his best thing that he has to take on my Cobalion now is that he's going to go into Roserade, like an auto pivot switch to my Cobalion. So in this case, I'm gonna go and go Volt Switch straight out into Frostlass because he doesn't have hazards up or anything, and I can probably use this time to either taunt him or go for Ice Beam. Well, I can threaten him out with Ice Beam because he doesn't know what type of Frostlass this is yet. So I'm gonna go for taunt, thinking that he might want to go and set up Ice Beam. He might want to go set up Spikes, thinking that he can take a hit. Now, because he did go into Porygon 2, I'm gonna pull a double switch out into Swampert because Swampert, it can easily take anything that Porygon 2 wants to offer. I know he'd probably go for Thunderbolt just because Frostlass is immune to the Ice type attack, and if he has Tri-Attack, it's immune to that as well. Well, Frostlass is not immune to the Ice type attack, but it can easily take it. So that's exactly why I went on to Swampert. So I go into Swampert, it's going to Thunderbolt, then he's going to go for Ice Beam, then I went for Roar, and I unfortunately Roar mounts the worst thing I possibly could, which was the Roserade. Because Roserade's out, he can immediately threaten me with the Giga Drain, so that means I'm going to be forced to switch out to Kingdra, Specs Kingdra. Well, he's going to take that time. Him knowing that I'm going to switch and go for the Spike, which is a pretty good play on his part. Now he's going to stay and make a pretty good play too. He's going to stay in, knowing that he can probably take a hit from this Kingdra, and he does because he is able to live that Specs timid Draco Meteor. Still live it with a reasonable amount, and then from there be able to get it off the Sludge Bomb, bringing me down to about 50%. And now I'm kind of in a predicament because now he's able to pull a free switch, basically a free switch out into his Porygon 2 because he's basically gonna take next to nothing from that Draco Meteor, even though it was at neutral. No, I think it was at -1 actually. Yeah, it's at -1, but that's besides the point because now I'm gonna go ahead and go straight out into Swampert because I know that probably Thunderbolt's coming, and even if he doesn't, he wants to go for something like to recover something. I'm still able to take it, or I can phase it out or something. But now I'm going to pull a double switch out into Scar, the Cobalion, thinking that he's probably going to want to go for the Ice Beam, trying to base the Ice Beam, so it's basically free switching for Cobalion, because now I can basically immediately threaten him with the close combat. Unfortunately though, his Ice Beam is going to freeze me. That's extremely unfortunate, but the thing about this is that I am going to be frozen here in the first turn. That kind of does suck, but at this point now I'm going to unthaw the second turn and basically just go for the Iron Head. Basically that kind of wasted a turn, but then it kind of didn't, because he did get a free switch out into Rosary, but Rosary just died immediately anyway, so it didn't matter. Basically a wasted turn right there. Now, after I unthaw, I know that I'm thinking that because he brought in his Lido King on my Cobalion, I'm thinking that it's probably Scarfed, and I'm thinking it might turn out to be, I'm not positive yet, I don't remember. But I'm gonna go ahead and go on to Swampert just to scout. He goes for Fire Blast and is able to take me out from that range, which was not a surprise because it was pretty low. But it turns out he was bluffing here, because after he takes out my Swampert, I'm gonna go into Hitmontop. Hitmontop does have respectable special defense, even if it's not invested. And the reason I really went on to Hitmontop was just to be able to rapid spin, because I don't want the hazards up, because they do hurt Kingdra quite a bit, and so they also hurt my other stuff, which are like Liger, the rifle and stuff. But now I'm going to go straight out into my Frostlats. And I think I was trying to bait the Ice Beam. No, I thought that I could take a hit, because I do have some respectable bulking investment in Frostlats, but unfortunately he's going to get a crit. Not absolutely sure whether it mattered. But what this does mean is that I'm going to be able to go to free switch straight out into Hurricane the Kingdra and easily be able to knock him out, because he doesn't have a Steel type and he has nothing that really wants to take a Spec Strike or Meteor, because even though Scrafty is a rather bulky Pokemon, his is a Dragon Dance set, meaning that he does lack the defensive investment that the Bulk Up set does. So I know that because I'm at -1 at that point after going for Draco Meteor on the Nidoking, he basically has a free switch into Scrafty, because Scrafty does still have respectable defenses even when uninvested. So I'm going to go straight out into my Hitmontop, because Hitmontop does have an Intimidate, meaning I should be able to easily negate his Dragon Dance. That's exactly what happens, because I do know that from that range, an unboosted attack from a Scrafty, Hitmontop will still be able to live from 129. That's exactly what happens, because I am actually able to intimidate him and scare him out. But he's going to make a pretty good play, actually. Go out into his Porygon 2, trace my Intimidate and use it back on me, meaning that my close combat that's going to hit the Porygon 2 is basically going to do nothing. So he knows that I'm going to switch, because he knows that I know that obviously close combat's not going to do anything, and Hitmontop could come in handy for later. So I'm going to go out into Scar as he takes the opportunity to go for recovery. Now, I'm going to go for close combat, thinking that because it's stab, it's super effective, it's choice band, and I should be able to take it out. Obviously that's not the case, because for full health, Porygon 2 is able to live a choice band in Cobalion's close combat, which is pretty weak. I was kind of, I don't know, just pointing Cobalion, I don't know, just kidding. But yeah, so he is able to knock out my Cobalion with the Thunderbolt. So now I'm going to get a free switch out into Hitmontop, because Hitmontop does have the Intimidate. It's not going to matter though, because Porygon 2 is a defensive Pokemon, plus it is especially offensive, right? Yeah. So he's going to go and take that opportunity, go straight out into Azumarill, knowing that Azumarill is probably better, like the best thing that he has to take close combat at this point. And now I know that because I have the Sucker Punch, he knows that I have the Sucker Punch, and he knows that if he goes for Aqua Jet, he's going to break Sucker Punch's priority, because Azumarill does have speed. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to switch out into Hurricane the Kingdra, because I do have the 4 times resistance to the Aqua Jet, even though it is Choice Bandit and it is coming from Azumarill, which is over like 600 attack right there. It's not going to matter because the 4 times resistance, and Kingdra does have some decent bulk. From there, I will be easily able to knock out the Azumarill with the Draco Meteor, and now he's going to get a free switch out into his Arcanine. The thing about this is that he doesn't have hazards up, so I should be able to save Kingdra for later, and that's exactly what I'm going to go and do. I'm going to go and switch out from Kingdra into Hitmontop to get the Intimidate drop, so that way I can take a hit from this thing. He opts to go for close combat over Flare Blitz, which is a pretty good play, because I did have the opportunity to stay in, and if I did stay in for some reason, then he would Flare Flare Blitz is also 4 times resistant. But he's going to go for Close Combat, get the defense drops, and then he's going to go for Flare Blitz for 2 KO after I go for Sucker Punch. It's not going to be able to take him out, but now after the Sucker Punch and Flare Blitz recoil, he's at a range where I should be able to easily knock him out with the Volt Switch with Raikou or the Aura Sphere. I believe I'm going to go for Aura Sphere here after he goes for Extreme Speed, because I do know that even Arcanine does have respectable attack. It's not going to be enough to be able to hurt Raikou too much. And from this range, all of his Pokemon are pretty weak, meaning that I should be able to knock each and every one of them out with the Aura Sphere. Super effective Aura Sphere, Rash Nature. Obviously, Scrafty's weak to it, and it's not invested in Bolt, so it's not going to be able to take it. I'm going to go for Aura Sphere on it. Unfortunately, get a crit. I'm not positively sure to whether it mattered or not, but if it did, I'm sorry. But now he's going to go into Nintenduck, which is his Porygon 2. At this point, he's not going to be able to live an Aura Sphere from that range. I'm sorry. But yeah, from that range, Aura Sphere easily going to be able to knock out the Porygon 2, and that will be the game. So, hope you guys enjoyed that game. I did thoroughly enjoy playing that match, so hope you guys did enjoy that. Hopefully the narration was better than my other two. So, yeah. So if you guys like this video, be sure to hit the like button. If you're not subscribed to PMP, go ahead and do that. You know, the button's up there somewhere. I don't know, it has SUBSCRIBE. Yes, I can spell. Good job. Alright, yeah. So without further ado, please comment to show me any more feedback that you guys can give me, because I do know that I have a lot more room for improvement here. But yeah, but with that said, that should be it out of me for today. Have a great day. Rate, comment, and I'll see you all later. Peace.